Hello, everybody. How are we doing on this wonderful March afternoon, March 8th, 2021? Happy International Women's Day, and if I do say so myself, happy birthday to me yesterday. So as many of you know, that I like to celebrate my birthday with a big run, and depending on my body or injury status, it could be 45 minutes or 42K or whatever distance happens to correspond to my age and years. This year, I decided to go double or nothing and run 100 miles. Conveniently, the Berliner Mauerweg, or the Berlin Wall Trail, is just about 100 miles and very convenient. I decided to do this during the Christmas-New Year holiday. With travel restrictions unpredictable, it was better to stay close to home. Also, I was able to recce the entire route by taking public transport to various stages, and so I did this, I think, in about 6 parts to review the entire route. But winter training for an ultra was something new to me. Last year, winter 2019-2020 was extremely mild, and figuring out how to train for 100 miles in March was a bit tricky, so basically I just ran. But during the recce runs, I took time to stop and read some of the memorials and historical sites commemorating the wall. Some of them honored the people who died trying to cross. Some described underground tunnels. Others described churches or other historical sites. Of course, I ran along the East Side Gallery, through Mauerweg, and down Bernauer Straße, and it was a wonderful way to learn more about the history of my new home. So as soon as I decided on this project, I knew I wanted to make this a fastest known time, or FKT, attempt, as there didn't appear to be any entries on this route to date. I also wanted to do this route in the self-supported style. And so this is kind of crazy because it would be so easy to have support along the way. The flip side is that it is less likely for someone to snag the self-supported record when the supported style is relatively convenient, and hopefully my record will stand longer. So for clarification, the self-supported style, according to fastestknowntime.com, is when someone runs solo with no planned help from the outside. But I'm allowed to access any support I can find along the way. And so in my case, I stopped at petrol stations and vending machines. So I started about 8 p.m. on 5th March at the iconic Brandenburger Tor, or the Brandenburg Gate. It was necessary to do this on Friday night, Saturday, because hardly any shops are open on Sundays in Germany. And so in the self-supported style, I need to be able to refuel. And also I wanted to relax on my actual birthday, which is March 7th. There's not that much to say about the run, except I had a couple of novel experiences. I never before had been offered drugs during a run, but really, what did I expect running through Gorlitzer Park after dark? Another time I took the wrong turn because in my hypothermic mental cloudiness, I followed the sign and not my GPS or intuition. I thought I should go over that bridge. I remember thinking, weird. I don't remember this on my previous run, and it was because I wasn't supposed to run that way. And I probably went 2K out of my way and then back again, and yeah, ugh. Well, if you've done runs like this, then you know how that feels. Also, I knew it was going to be cold. It was about -5 centigrade, but my reasoning was to underdress a bit to motivate me to keep running, to stay warm and not overheat. But in the end, that wasn't so smart, as I didn't reckon about doing this for hours and hours, and I just couldn't generate enough energy to keep going for that long, and I really should have brought another layer. The cold drained a lot of my energy just trying to stay warm. Lesson learned. It's hard enough to eat when you're running for so long, all the jostling and running, but it's even harder when your frozen fingers can't open the packaging or chew the frozen bar or drink from your frosted water bottle. And, I just kept thinking, man, how do they manage in those Yukon races? But I managed somehow, and I got the stuff choked down. And so even though I thought the wheels were falling off, I'm walking, my legs hurt, I'm tired, that the wheels were really only wobbly at times. I stopped to sit only twice, once to fix a potential blister and once to refill water bottles. I did stop and stand and stare a bit, especially when the sun came up. I just wanted to stop and drink in the sunshine a bit. But I was never in a foul mood or deep funk, and I never considered giving up. I was miserably cold, exhausted, and a bit disappointed that I wasn't going as fast as I had hoped. But I had no real reasons to stop, and I didn't want to stop. I mean, these feelings are normal during an ultra, like 100 miles. But I just wanted to be done. And to be honest, I think it helps to be a little bit demented in an ultra because a person in their right mind would probably just quit. And so as I got closer to Berlin, the energy started coming back because I could get my head around the relatively short distance left to do. I was getting closer to home. I knew the way. It wasn't so far now. The most potentially devastating hurdle was when I came to the Invalidenfriedhof and the gate was locked. No, this can't be. Who knew? I was less than 2K to the finish and I wasn't going around. So I climbed over 3 fences to run through this part. Shh, don't tell anyone. It's amazing what strength you can find to pull yourself over fences without impaling yourself to get to the finish. So finally, I crossed the Spree and the home stretch past the Reichstag, and I could see the Brandenburger Tor. I started shouting. My friends were there. Time to celebrate. I finished in 23 hours, 30 minutes. I actually had no idea what time it was. I thought it was like 24 and a half to 25 hours, and I was shocked. It wasn't the 22 hours. That was my A goal, but way better than I thought. And so that's a lesson. Just keep going. You never know how well you're doing until you get to the end. So those of us who run ultras know this feeling of questioning motives during the middle of an event. You're like, why am I doing this to myself? What's my problem? And I swear this is the last time. This is the last 100-miler I'm going to do. Next day, pick up Ultra Running Magazine, start dreaming again. Now I've got great news. I've just learned that my submission for the self-supported FKT on the Berliner Mauerweg has been accepted, so I am now the official record holder. How cool is that? Thanks, friends, for all of your support during the training and during the event itself. I knew I could feel you running with me in spirit, whether you are a runner or not. It was so great knowing that I had all of your support. And I hope to see you on the trail or on the road for another run whenever we meet again in the near or far future. Until then, run strong, run happy, and always smile. It hurts less when you smile.